Hello and welcome to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. Which I always could do some official scenarios if you guys so desired, but for now we're sticking with the custom scenarios. I have been reviewing comments from a bunch of previous videos and trying to compile a strong list of what we should be working on, and I've added those to my subscribed list so I don't forget. There are quite a few that were requested that are on here, and a few others that I saw that just kind of caught my interest. For example, the Zika pandemic. I mean, only because it's topical. You know, there is a lot of fear, at least in the US, about this Zika virus and thing. I'm not sure if it's really justified, but it's there. We got Undertale. I added on Will of the Goddess, because, you know, why not? Dank memes. Anti-Plague. I even added on Bronyism, because why the heck not? Ghost of Chernobyl sounded pretty cool. After the Plague. Lots of good stuff that we can try out, so I have a lot more content to pull from. But, of course, anytime you guys are leaving comments recommending some, I will be adding them to the list, and we'll try to go through them as long as I don't forget. Now, the one we're going to be doing today, which you already would have seen from the thumbnail if you paid attention, was you encountered a bug. The reason I'm doing this is because a couple of people actually recommended this. I think one person asked for it like 2 times in previous videos, and then I'm pretty sure the actual creator of this scenario recommended that I give it a shot. So, alright, fine. I'm totally game. I'm down for that. Why not? You encountered a bug. You achieved greatness. You were able to manipulate a strain of bacteria to form a complex organic form. Ooh, very impressive. Sure, why not? To be exact, an insect. It is weak and vulnerable for now, but since you can manipulate DNA, you can make it strong. It almost sounds like we're manipulating like a weird insectoid version of the Zerg from StarCraft. Since you used a strain of a bacterial illness that infects humans, it seems the carnivorous little critters do have an appetite for human flesh. Well, that's ghastly. These might be used to dominate or eradicate the human race. So wait, okay, hang on. There's a hint of the victory conditions: dominate or eradicate. Pay attention to that. But for now, you have to name your insects and find a patient 0 before your specimens die. Annotation: due to over 4,000 subscribers and the fact that I can no longer set up horrible spelling errors. That's nice. I am not native English speaking and I have not received any higher education. Well, that's not relevant. You don't need to be a highly educated person in order to be a good speaker of the Englishes. Or something. I mean, I have a higher education degree, and I also screw up in speaking English, and I am a native English speaker, so that's just kind of how it is. But anyway, alright, yeah. So we'll try to be nice about the spelling errors and the grammar because you're not a native English speaker. I'm fine with that. Let's give You Encountered a Bug a try. Now, it appears that we are playing the Parasite, so that will be fun. Do we want to go for... I think we actually can probably stick with what we've got here. No, actually, I'm going to switch that to Pathostasis. No, wait, not Patho. Do I want Sympto? Fine. Symptostasis is actually probably fine. I don't know. I know that from the comments, I saw some people saying that this has a lot of variation in it. I'm not sure if there's a lot of variation in the transmission, in your abilities, or your symptoms. We'll find out. We'll stick with Sympto for now, because I think that is the most common and therefore the most safe approach. Aquasite and Extremophile seem good. Genetic Mimic, Catalytic Switch are a pretty good combo. We'll stick with it. We'll play on normal because, you know, this is just a test run of the scenarios. And as far as a name, we have to name our bug, you said? Pretty sure that's what the description said. We have to name our bugs. You know what? Just because it does sound like a weird... Well, I'm just going to call it Zerglings. Oops. I have to get my hand back to the keyboard. Zerglings sounds fine just because it did sort of sound like a weird insectoid, small insectoid version of the Zerg from StarCraft. So why not? We're going to call them Zerglings. Bug encountered in a biochemical laboratory, chemists and biologists were able to make a breakthrough through a new inhibitor, codenamed Genesis. They evolved a new species from a stem of bacteria. A stem of bacteria? Is that even a thing? A strain of bacteria? A stem within the genetic branch of bacteria? I don't know. Apparently we're starting on January 5th of 2015. Usually it starts on your actual date of playing the game, but apparently not here. Genesis experiment freed this Friday, May 1st. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the European convention. This is day, then month, then year. 1st of May in 2015. In America, it's usually the other way around. It's usually the month, then the day, then the year. So January 5th, 2015. But apparently the other way around. Okay. A scientist from the Genesis labs went missing. It is unknown if he accessed the inhibitor or the bacteria. Newsflash, he did, and then promptly fled to Saudi Arabia, because that's my favorite starting location. Alright, let's take a look at the transmission symptoms and abilities. We start with culinaric expansion. Insects expand their menu, with an E, to other species. Increases infectivity everywhere a little. A very tiny little. But it does only cost 2 DNA points, so that seems relatively fair, and it looks like that will open up a lot of different options. Just based on what I'm seeing here, we already know that they like human flesh, so this is probably going to open them up to various different animals and transmission types. We have itching. It feels like insects crawling under my skin, said nameless patient. Costs 2 points. All right. Increased salvation? Salvation? Jesus is our Lord and salvation and Savior? I'm pretty sure that meant salivation. And thirst. Your insect's eggs have a thin mantle of salt water, which causes thirst and increased salvia production? I'm pretty sure this is saliva. Can an egg have a thin mantle of salt water? Salt water is generally toxic to organic matter or living critters unless they are deliberately designed to exist in said salt water. I guess this is kind of genetically modified, so maybe it could be. Interesting. And then we have blurry vision. Oh, wonderful. Because, I want to play a game where they make fun of my own blurry vision and eyesight impediments, whatever. The feces, no eye, of your insects amass in some body fluids like the eyes. Ew! Insect poop in my eyes? Aqueous humor, the fluid in the human eye. Oh, that's disgusting. Ugh. Alright. Now I feel very self-conscious about my own terrible eyesight. As far as abilities, we have Hardened Chitin 1. The very thin chitin exoskeletons of your insects gets hardened, giving the hosts antibodies with an IE, and possible antiviruses a hard time. Why would there be antiviruses involved in this? You said this was created from a strain of bacteria, right? So that would be antibiotics. Bacteria and viruses are different things. Antivirals would not affect a bacteria. That's why you use an Okay. Well, okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm sorry, I just want to say, hang on, wait a second. Wait a minute a second. You say that English is not your primary language, and yet you know the word chitin? I don't think most Americans know the word chitin. The only reason I know it recently, well, okay, I know it for a few different reasons, but most recently I heard it used in Destiny. Okay. Well, I'm impressed. I am impressed. Heat accumulation enables your insects to utilize raised temperatures caused through fever or a hot environment. Sounds fair. Heat absorption. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a space between these, but all right. Heat absorption. Your insects can absorb and utilize a number of alternative heat sources like chemical reactions in the host body or external sources like sunlight. Adds cold resist. All right. Fair, and it looks like there's a lot of things attached to that. We then have information trait. You will trigger 2 poops. Pretty sure that's pop-ups on how and why the nano-organism trait is very important. Does nothing to your illness, thus costs nothing. Medium spoilers ahead? Wait, I'm confused. Well, first off, what's this? Oh, okay. Nano-organism. Oh, okay, so it's supposed to be nano-organism. Extreme, no E, Lee small. More cells make the insect more capable. The insect is approximately 0.08 millimeters in body size. That is extremely small. Still invisible by the human eye. More severe, takes a little longer to cure. Okay, so apparently this leads to some important stuff, and if I pop the information trait, it's going to give me some information as far as what this is important for. I'm going to do that simply because I kind of want to know. And that's interesting, because if that's necessary, then this is going to be a complex disease, and yeah, absolutely. Well, where's my pop-ups? Oi! Okay, insect tutorial, 1 of 3. This scenario is very dependent on the nano-organism trait and its 3 follow-ups. Oh, there's 3, okay. Each of these traits make your tiny insect more complex, evolves it. Thus, it enables a new set of traits. Okay, we'll just sort of sit back and let this happen. I'm gonna go up to speed 3. After evolving nano-organism, you should either decide if you want to go with the new life form, or if you want to evolve a more complex one. The more complex, the more ugly it gets. Winning is possible with all of them. So are you saying it gets progressively harder or easier? Or just more lethal and disgusting in how we're killing people? Ooh, promising. I like that idea. Okay. And then if you get stuck once more, not getting Greenland or Madagascar, you might want to evolve an insect that can fly. That will open up air transmission. Once all 3 air and 2 corpse traits are evolved, you can evolve a bug explosion. That should do the trick. Okay, so what you're telling me is I want to... Okay. Huh. How complex is this dang thing? Alright, let's start with the basics. I'm going to go for culinary expansion. Yep, that opens up quite a few things. We have pets, fish, livestock, rodents, and birds, and it does tell me what each of these does, which is very important to me, so I do appreciate that. Adds a little Land transmission in rural areas, fish for water, and pets. Effective, no E-ness in wealthy countries, i.e. goes up. Okay, and then we have grub life. Grub life? Is it like a bug's life? I don't know. Insects adapt to live like a grub and eat deceased bodies. All right. Sure, so these all seem pretty normal. Let's go ahead and grab, ooh, wow, that's a fair bit of infectivity for only 2 points. Yeah, increased salvation, and thirst. That leads to light nausea. The eggs in the salvia and digestive tract are fighting your digestive system, causing a light nausea. Okay, reasonable. And again, not bad. A little bit of severity wouldn't hurt us as far as some extra points, and the infectivity for 4 points is very reasonable. Granted, we do have symptostasis, so that does help. Tutorian tip 1. The organism abilities enable more complex life forms to be evolved. More complex life forms enable more symptoms to be evolved per researched ability. Wait, what? Hang on, I have to read that one again. The organism abilities enable more complex life forms. Yes, we figured that out. More complex life forms enable more symptoms. Ah, okay. Okay, so what you're telling me, if I'm understanding this correctly, is that a bunch of symptoms are currently locked. Based on how far I go along whatever this strain is, I will unlock different forms of species, and as I develop them, or maybe just pick one of them, that will open up a new branch of symptoms. Wow, okay, so there are probably several different ways to play this, like it said, and you can win with all of them. Huh, tutoring tip 2. Some insects are more efficient at enslaving humanity than killing it. Some others don't even have an option to enslave the world. Try different builds and don't mix them up too much. So hybridization is a bad thing. Focus on one and just commit. New Captain this is new. Warvel, oh no, this is part of the custom scenario. Marvel, has announced a new superhero to hit cinemas, new superhero movie to hit cinemas this Christmas. The new film featuring the superhero-y Captain Obvious will be entitled Captain Obvious. Obviously. Okay, so we got a sense of humor in this scenario. I like it. All right, why not? I'm down for it. I'm on board. I'm not bored. So let's go ahead and grab light nausea, I guess. We'll get that extra infectivity so I can get more DNA points. So, okay, yeah, they're really not kidding then. You really are going to have to pick one thing and stick with it. I'm kind of curious. We're going to have to grab nano-organism because I want to see what's going to happen. Let's do it right now. So this opens up option number 1, flea-like. Evolving into a flea-like creature only seemed logical. Note, not every host will hold an advanced insect, but a lot of them. What? What does that mean? Not every host will hold an advanced insect, but a lot of them. I don't know what that means. I'm sure I will be able to figure that out later, but okay, this is funny. Nano-organism, extremely small. Microorganism, still small. More cells make the insect more capable. It's now approximately 0.11 millimeters in body size, not yet visible by the human eye. I'm pretty sure a tenth of a millimeter I could technically see, but it'd be very unlikely. I wouldn't really notice. It'd be pretty dang small. All right, why don't we go for this small organism thing then? I want to know what happens. We'll grab it. That opens up. Ooh, okay. Wasp-like. Wasp larvas and even grown wasps have been seen in human bodies. I hate wasps, and this is not really making me feel better about them. Note, not every host will hold an... Okay. So, presumably, if I keep going down this macroorganism, not so small, a tenth of a millimeter... oh, wait, beating I don't know how big Dicomorpha ecmatifergus, or whatever, is. I have no idea what that is. By a tenth of a millimeter, your insect ceases to be the smallest insect in the world. It can barely be seen by the human eye. Increases severity a fair bit. Maybe I don't want to go for that. Maybe I want to go for wasps. Do we want to go for wasps? I mean, the thing is, it's costing me more DNA every time I go down the tree. Like, I'm constantly rolling the dice and using up some of my points. Huh. Maybe we just want to stick with some of the basic infective symptoms and so on for now, so that I don't waste points. I want to continue to generate more and more. All right, we'll do that. Strong nausea. The eggs are winning the war versus the digestive system, spawning larvae in the host's gastrointestinal tract. Ugh. This causes strong nausea, and the host to... I assume it means this causes the host to vomit as well. Okay. 8 points, bit more severe, bit more infective. Severity isn't a bad thing for us right now, just in the sense that this should give us extra DNA from red bubbles, which I like. I do like that, so okay, we're up to 8 points now. We now have cardiac Is this like the pirate version of an arrhythmia? Arrhythmia. Cardiac arrhythmia. The insects in the bloodstream do eat nerves and cause electric disturbances, which end up in cardiac arrhythmia. Okay. And then tachycardia. The insects start to simulate the host's metabolism to increase nutrients in the body fluids. Tachycardia is a side effect. I suppose. Okay. Maybe I go for... Well, itching doesn't seem to do anything. Why pick up itching? I guess to see what else unlocks, but we're pretty good where we are right now, aren't we? Alright, blurry vision also doesn't do anything except for giving me severity. Maybe we go for some transmission instead. How about I go for some birds? Sure, birds are usually a pretty good choice, right? I think so. Well, it got us to Egypt, so yeah, call that a win. Wow, 11 points already. That was pretty quick. Do we go for something else? Affects urban and poor areas. I do like rodents. Let's go for that. I don't actually like rodents in real life, if that's how you interpreted that. I don't like them at all. I hate them. Well, not hate. It's a strong word. I'm not a fan. We'll call it that instead. We have spread to the Middle East and into East Africa. We're spreading fairly slowly right now, but we're getting around. Heavy air and cross-border transmission. Wait a minute, didn't it give me a tip saying that if I'm having trouble, I want to go for the 3 air? No, maybe it was 2 air and 3 grub life? Deceased? I don't know. Will birds 2 lead to whatever this special thing is if I'm having trouble getting to Greenland? Maybe. Knowing that's true, let's go ahead and grab birds 2. See how that works out for us. If it does at all, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think we need... Oops. Goldman Stanley Bank Crisis and their random number generator. Of course. I don't think we need to pick up grub life yet, because it sounds like this is something that would be very useful once we have some lethality. So in that way, it's probably like necrosis, I would imagine, to an extent. So, okay. Do we want to go for fish? Sure, we'll go for at least 1 level of that. Okay, you know something I don't actually like? Here's one thing I don't like. I don't like how once I've grabbed a symptom, some of them are black and some are white. And the reason being, that's kind of just throwing my brain off. I'm used to seeing gray with white if I don't have it, and red with black if I do have it. Now I have red with white, and you're throwing my brain off. It has no idea how to process this. It can only handle a certain amount of information. I don't know how to react to change. You can't ask that of me. All right, we're in India. We finally got it. Wow, we're actually starting to spread a lot faster. Okay, by air particularly. Seems like birds did do the trick. Let's focus on some symptoms instead. So what do these offer for me? It only costs 2 points. Let's see what this leads to. Blindness. Okay, so we had insect poop in my eyes, and now it makes people go blind. Very severe. Good for getting that early DNA, though. Is that worth it? Maybe it's worth it. We have a lot of countries still to infect, so debatably, we could get a lot more DNA if we go for the extra severity right now. But we would get caught faster. Ooh, the trade-off. It's real. We'll go for it. That leads to giddiness. Seems like the feces are now amassing in the inner ear. Pray tell, how does that lead to giddiness exactly? I'm pretty sure I'd be horrified, not giddy. At least that's my assumption. I've never been in this situation. We'll go for itching. That leads to shivering. The insects seem to have a taste for your neural system, but again, nothing happens. So what's the point? Do we really want these? It'll lead to one new thing, but if it's like the others where it just doesn't do anything, unless it's like a super ability, I'm just going to avoid these for now. They don't seem to do much. Let's go ahead and grab extra severity, though. Maybe not. What is this? The hardened chitin. This is good for cure resistance, which we're not at yet. Maybe we go for cold resistance. Yeah, we're going to go for the cold resistance. That'll help us get around up north a little bit faster. We're up to 18 points again. Let's go for the macroorganisms. That leads to spider-like. A breed of your insects just began to evolve into spider-like insects. I think we're going to stick with spiders this time around. It's worth pointing out, by the way, that a spider is not an insect. It's an arachnid. It has a head and an abdomen, but it doesn't have a thorax, and it also has 8 legs instead of 6. So that's a factor. So this would give me a lot of severity and infectivity. Let's pick it up. Ooh, wait, opens a couple things. Silk cover. Your spiderlings enwrap their limbs with spider silk, making movement inside the host almost a Ew! No! No, you do not stimulate me from the inside like that. It's not pleasurable having little spiders, like, gliding along inside of me. Oh, the shivers. They're real. Information trait 4. This will further explain the spiders in this scenario. Does not affect the plague in any way, except for costing me 6 points, so I'm not going to do it. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab Hardened Chitin. That leads to carbohydrate assimilation. Grants your insects the ability to assimilate chitin-like materials from the hosts, which is more effective than the carbohydrate extraction, but also more severe, and also a little lethal, it looks like. Whereas this is carbohydrate extraction. Extracts carbohydrates from hosts' body fluids and raises your ability to crank up your exoskeleton further. Are these mutually exclusive? Or can I grab both? That's a lot of severity, though. Also some lethality, which could be good as far as just generating some points if I'm running out of gas, but at the same time, you know, we have been spotted. No one's working on the cure yet, but that could change at any time. And I gotta be worried about these sort of things, you know what I'm talking about? Let's go for... Oh, boy. I'm kind of worried that I'm going to run out of DNA. There's just so much to do. What do I... boy, what do I do? That's just severe. It doesn't increase my infectivity. I'm going to go for the heat accumulation. We're going to improve our ability to spread throughout the hot regions a bit. Saudi Arabia shut down their land borders, but I do have birds, so it's not a big deal. And they started working on the cure. What about the islands? What are we missing? New Zealand, New Guinea, the Philippines, the Caribbean, and Iceland. A lot, then, is the answer to that question. Booey, that could be a problem for me. Liquid organs. Ugh. The organs of your insect are so viscous that they can transmit heat through the... crystallization. Making them almost immune against ability to crystallize body fluids without damaging any cells. Fascinating. Huh. Do we go for something else? This is potential. The thing is, these are lethal, which I don't know if I want. Giddiness would give me some infectivity. Alright, let's go for giddiness. Grub life does give me infectivity, but no severity. Let's pick it up. At this point, I just want to spread a little bit faster. Make sure that I have some very solid DNA generation. We have enough severity that I should be getting a fair bit extra from these red bubbles, so... I feel like that might have been a pretty good decision. Breeding graves? Insects lay eggs in dead bodies if not burned, gaining new breeding grounds and new infection as well. 12 points. All right, fine. We'll grab it. Yeah, okay. That is... This is terrifying. Do we go for increased... We haven't gotten any new symptoms, which is what's confusing me. Maybe we have to keep going further along with spiders. Alright, that's severe, but that'll lead to poison. Your spiders gain the ability to produce a neuropoison to kill or ease off the host. No, well, we did get a symptom. Okay, relaxation. The host experiences a relaxing feeling in his body, making him quite phlegmatic. What does this do? It costs points, but it doesn't seem to do much. And it doesn't lead to a dang thing. And also, that's an image of a guy relaxing in the sun. Okay, fine. Poison. And this leads to... Ooh. Dazing neuropoison causes the host to feel really relaxed and good when infected. But what does that do? It doesn't reduce the severity. Does it make it less likely to seek a cure progress? Or lethal neurotoxin, degeneration of nerves throughout the host body cause from Parkinson's to Alzheimer's-like symptoms. Oh, wow, that's very specific. Okay. Maybe we'd have to keep going with more abilities, though. There's so many things! Webbing. Your spiders gain the ability to exchange living tissue of the host's body with What? You do not get to replace my skin with spider webs? That's horrible. Ew. Ew! Alright, we need to really focus more on these symptoms, though. Alright, let's get shivering. This leads to sweating, which does nothing! Alright, I regret it. Spent 4 points for nothing. That must be a bug. Which is hilarious, because I'm playing a scenario called You Encountered a Bug. Okay. Let's go for the dazing neuropoison, and doesn't open up anything! Gosh dang it. Alright. Let's go for the least lethal of them all. Tachycardia. That leads to cardiac arrest. Lethal, caused by increased insect activity in the vascular symptom. Last symptom without. 4 more traits evolve a more complex insect. Oh, take off the E. 4 more traits. Okay, got it. So we want to go for webbing is what you're telling me. Or we want to focus on getting things like carbohydrate extraction, which maybe we do. Or we could go more aggressive and go for carbohydrate assimilation. Yes, it's a little bit more lethal, but it also would give us some more DNA, but it also means that people would be inclined to cure us a lot faster. Let's go for the carbohydrate extraction. Hardened chitin 2, again, making it difficult to cure. That's good, I guess. We haven't gotten to all the islands yet, though. New Zealand, Philippines, and Iceland. That does pose a wee bit of a problem, and I did not get a flying insect, I just realized. I got a frickin' spider. Right, okay, so yeah, lethality, bad. No lethality, please. We go for webbing. That leads to neurological pathwebs. Spiderwebs now can send or receive electrochemical signals effectively imitating neurological pathways. Goodness gracious. I mean, spiderwebs are awesome, don't get me wrong, but that's supremely advanced. I'm amazed and horrified, but also amazed. Okay, this leads to partial host control. Although spiders do not possess the intelligence to take over a human body, they can, through web exchange tissue, cause or stop certain actions. That's a little bit more lethal, though, which I don't want to do unless I can... I mean, I really need to get to some of these islands or I'm going to have a serious problem, aren't I? We may lose this one if we're not lucky. Obvious again. Captain Obvious is back. The greatest superhero of all times has returned. Obviously, this will be the hit cinematic of this year. The film will be called Captain Obvious versus the Grammar Nazis. And the captain will have his new sidekick, Grumpy Cat, coming along. Was that a stab at me? I have to feel like it might have been a little bit. It's funny. Alright, I'm going to go for crystallization because we haven't gotten Iceland, and I'm about to see New Zealand. There's Iceland. Okay, now we're in every nation. Now we can do some more things. I'm going to go ahead and grab partial host control. Yes, it's a little bit more lethal, but it's also infective and severe, and in theory, we'll still be spreading even though we kill, and we'll get more DNA. So we're going to go for partial host control. And illness development. The latest iteration of Zerglings... They added an S to it. Or did I misspell it? I don't think so. Development looks like spiders. An interview with the lead scientist working on Zerglings uncovered this terrifying evolution. The scientist gave only vague hints where this might lead. It leads to death. Or maybe some sort of domination thing. I'm not really sure yet. We need to get neurological pathwebs. Apparently. But I'm really running low on... Oh gosh, I am completely out of steam. I've got freaking no DNA here. Alright, well we're going to start getting some DNA out of these blue bubbles, which is good, because I need to slow things down, probably with hardened chitin. Or we need to get some more lethality in order to slow them down. What is the... Most people are working on this, so yeah, we need to start killing. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the lethal neurotoxin. That leads to toxic shock. Okay, the numerous toxins in the host causes him to fall into a shock from time to times, can be lethal. I'm not sure this is going to be enough. They're already working really aggressively on this. I need to get that hardened chitin or I'm in trouble. But I've already had to spend so many gosh darn points on all these abilities. This is striking me as a little unbalanced. 31 DNA. And they're working on this cure rather aggressively. I mean, this is going to be really tough. Alright, let's go for hardened chitin 2. I'm not killing fast enough to get enough points to make this worthwhile. I mean, Hardened Chitin 2 definitely seems to have slowed them down quite a bit. That's good. We definitely need to be killing faster. We need to kill a lot faster. What would it take for cardiac arrest? 16 points? Alright, we're gonna go for it. We need to kill so much faster, because almost the entire world is infected, so I can't expect more DNA from that. So cardiac arrest, lethality. Probably will need toxic shock after that. But we also need more hardened chitin because they're already working really hard on curing me. This is getting complex. I'm very glad, though, that I did grab Genetic Mimic and Catalytic Switch, because that is funding me right now. Alright, Toxic Shock, more lethality. That leads to Toxic Dissolvement. Toxins in host's body begin to dissolve body fabric? So you're saying that I'm sweating out toxins and it's ruining my clothes. Is that what you're saying? Alright, well, we may end up not being able to dominate the world. We may have very little choice but to just straight up kill everybody. Let's go for neurological path webs and see what happens there. So that leads to We Are Legion. The complex neurowebbing in the infected body not only allows full control, it also allows multiple parasites to communicate and form a higher intelligence. Okay, so we created a hive mind for our spiders. I'm not sure how that works, though, because, well, maybe there's... Okay, wait a minute. No, that makes sense, I guess. Multiple spiders inside the body, all communicating via neural pathwebs. Terrifying, interesting, we're gonna grab it. Very severe. This leads to obedient pets. Many, but not all humans, become your insect's slaves, doing their every bid, either being conscious or not. Or we have unhealthy life. Insects don't really know what hosts eat, so the hosts begins eating all sorts of stuff, even poisonous things. Oh, silly ignorant spiders, they don't know what humans like to eat. So they're getting us killed, that's adorable. Hilarious. Alright, do we go for obedient pets, I guess? I don't want more lethality. I'm still kind of holding out hope that we might be able to win this without. That leads to the cults. The insect humans now have their own cults in every region, which hardens the cure due to active resistance. That sounds like something we want. Fear of slavery. Research has shown that the insectoid life forms that evolved from zerglings have not only begun to form a swarm intelligence, but also actively controlling people. The feared researchers working on the cure are now doubling their efforts. Okay, so that sounds bad, because now they're working harder. Are they working harder on the cure? I hope not. Let's go ahead and grab it. Cults. That leads to the religion. The United Cults spread their word, which furthermore glorifies the illness, making it a blessing rather than a menace. This brings hence the ultimate victory. That's a victory condition right there. So if we can infect the rest of the world and possibly grab that, we will, but there's not going to be many left. All right, let's grab it. The religion. Done. So we have it. If we can infect everyone before we kill them, that's it. But I'm not convinced we're going to be able to. What's missing? Germany? Is Germany the only one that's not fully infected? Sure freaking enough. Well, I'll be danged. Would not have expected it. Okay. Let's see if we can't grab pets. The secret life of pets is going to get you killed. Maybe? See if that can't spread us a little bit faster in Germany. I mean, we're kind of keeping on par. We're still killing really fast, though. I'm a parasite. Can I devolve anything I don't want? Ooh, I could. I've already got religion. Let's devolve the lethal neurotoxin. Can I devolve partial host control? Or do I want something else? Cardiac arrest. Yeah, let's refund this, reduce our lethality, because I am a parasite, I can do things like that. Most of the cure progress in the world has been destroyed, so we may not be as lethal, but hopefully it won't matter. Still not infecting quite as fast in Germany as I would like. Alright, let's see. Dogs require 24. So let's get more wealthy. So now we'll spread a little bit faster in Germany, I'm hoping. It's getting there. Okay. Okay. It's working. My glorious plan is working. It's just very slow. Very slow. I could get more infectivity with livestock? Or do I want more rodents? 20 points. No, wait. Does that only affect rural areas? Very effective in rural areas. That's also rural. Increases infectivity everywhere from omnivore. That's new. I don't know. Let's devolve Toxic Shock, because that's not necessary for us anymore. Sweating does nothing. And I can't increase any resistances anywhere that matters. Ultimate Carbon Chitin would be good, but that costs 41 points. So I guess we're really just holding out on Germany here. And they're still working on that cure. I mean, they're working on it hard, but... let's see. Livestock and rodents won't do a ton for us. Do I save it for omnivore? That's a bit better. Germany does not count as, like, hot or anything. It's cold and humid. But I don't have anything else that seemed to do much about that. I mean, maybe fish... Oh, wait, there we go. Increases infectivity in humid regions. That seems fine. All right. So that should ultimately up our infectivity. Gosh dang it, this is slow. I mean, there's not much to worry about. We're obviously going to win, but... It's taking forever to get this freaking Germany. Gosh dang it, Germany! All right. Infectivity. That's all I care about right now. Infectivity. I could try... Okay, here's something I could do. I could create a new form of insect, wasps, and they'll fly, but also be able to give me more infectivity for 17 points. Yes, let's also... Wow. Okay. So now we have spider wasps. Buzz phobia developed. People are feared of buzzing noise, thus being obsessed with protection from insects. Infectivity drops, but so does the effect... What? Well, now I don't like wasps. I don't like wasps at all. But this does lead to a lot more infectivity. Out-of-body experience. Hatched wasps can leave the host through various body openings and search for new hosts. Ah! That is horrifying. Projectile stings. These are all lethal. Looks like the wasps are really good at killing people more than anything else. Which I don't want, really. Do I also unlock fleas? No. Let's just keep getting more transmission then. We'll go for the rodents level 2, because that's better. The world is mostly freaking dead. By the end of this, only Germany is going to be left to enslave. I mean, this is a weird scenario. I mean, I like the fact that it has so much gosh darn customization. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's very customizable, but man, you need so many DNA points in order to access all this stuff. Let's go for... I can't freaking get Omnivore yet. One more point. Come on. Come on, give it to me. I'm so glad that I have freaking catalytic switch. Omnivores, level 1 and 2. Such infection, very spreading, lots of everything. Wow, so much illness. I couldn't have said it better. I mean, we could have just gone for lethality and won the game by this point, but I'm just trying to infect the world right now. I want to see this domination victory condition. Livestock. Insectoids in all life forms on Earth discovered. Be cautious when handling animals. Seems like a reasonable fear to me. 24 points. It's not 24. Oh, come on, Germany. There we go. There we go. So, I guess I could be sitting around talking a bit about the scenario. I mean, I guess I could. I'm really disappointed about these. These just did nothing, literally. Itching, shivering, sweating, did literally nothing for me. Alright, yeah, it increases our lethality, but let's get some extra severity up, infectivity up there. Just anything to help us increase our spread through Germany at this point. Anything at all. It's the slowest possible thing. This is going to be a long freaking video, and half of it's going to be waiting for frickin' Germany! There we go, no healthy people left in the world. That's what I like to see. Let's go ahead and grab anything to give us extra score. LCO? Liquid Crystal Organs. Ooh. Well, what we ended up doing is creating these weird wasp and spider hybrids, flying spiders with stingers. It's terrifying. Religious belief prevails. Religious belief? Finally, the last non-believers converted to the great religion of insectism. We proudly announce that every single human being on Earth, which is a pun, I think now, has been successfully converted to our religious cause, or righteous cause. Thank you for playing my little scenario. I got 1 star. Gosh dang it, it's because I waited so long. I could have killed everybody, okay? I could have killed everybody in like half this time. No doubt about it, if I had just left this lethality going, it would have been fine. No, maybe it wouldn't have, now that I think about it. If I left the lethality up, would I have killed faster than I could infect in Germany? Maybe. So what the heck happened in freaking Germany that made this impossible? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I needed that hardened chitin. Maybe that would have effectively been the drug resistance I needed. Oh, that could have been it. Maybe so. Huh. Yeah, as you can see, by like day 600, we had infected pretty much everybody. It's just waiting for frickin' Germany. And not a lot of people were left to worship my spider god, so that was kind of a whiff. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna recommend it, but I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I'm gonna pop into this real quick. I want to get into this and see what else is going on. You encountered a bug. I want to see the sheer amount of content involved in this. Continue. Let's go to cheats. Unlimited strain, accept, continue, Insectus Humongous is fine, whatever, I don't care. We'll start in Saudi Arabia. 2,000 points to spend. Let's go for abilities. Dupe, 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 dupe. There's not a fifth one. Okay. So it leads to flea-like, wasp-like, spider-like, or just bug-like. I'm sorry, are we not already like a bug? Alright, so that leads to sharpened tools, Icarius, hypermetabolism, where no bug has gone before, mass production. Eat out of the corpse. Huh. I mean, look at this. Huh. This alone, all of these different abilities total up to about 449 points. So they're not kidding. You have to pick one and really stick with it. The problem is these are so expensive that you really feel the pressure to pick one of these larger ones, and I'm not sure bug is like so much better than spider or wasp. I don't know. Let's grab the rest of these. I just want to see what happens. Okay, these are all 4 tutorials. These should not cost anything. Look at this. Okay, here's one mistake that's going on in this. So these are now costing 32 points, which tells me that these add to the increased costs of your abilities. So if I pick a tutorial, you say it doesn't affect the plague in any way, but it does in the fact that it raises the cost of all my other abilities in this game, which is relevant because this game is freaking DNA intensive as heck. So that matters. What do we got all this? What is all this? What's going on? What is this kerfuffle? Also, these 3 need to be fixed. Pain, diabetes, fear, internal bleeding, itching, sting wounds, invisible death, full motion control, spasms, organ misbehavior, fever. Oh, wait, there's the air! Okay, that's why I couldn't find air. They weren't kidding. You need to get... I keep saying that. You need to get wasps. Is that the only real flying creature? No, I guess Icarus. So once they have the ability to fly, I assume that would unlock flight, and I assume that if you pick up wasps, you have access to flight as well. So those are the 3 that they're talking about, and then these, that does lead to Bugsplosion. Okay, so that's what I couldn't find last time. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Alright, well, yeah, that was an interesting scenario. I applaud the sheer amount of content. I mean, goodness gracious. I just almost think that it's too much content. It's like, I don't know, if you did not read those tips and avoid picking up multiple different kinds of insects, you'd be sunk. There'd be no winning this scenario. At least I don't think there would be. Certainly not the domination victory. Still, well done. I applaud the effort. That is a lot of content, more than I've probably ever seen in a Plague Inc. scenario. Very interesting. Alright, well, that's been a very long video, and I apologize for the boring parts, but thank you guys for watching anyway. Hope you'll leave a like and leave a comment, and of course subscribe for my future content. My name has been Pravus, and I will see you guys next time.